Yeah, so I'm still struggling to play 12-string guitars. It's really weird, it takes a lot of getting used to. But the first part of that was from Grand Designs 3. Although it was actually played on a different 12-string guitar. I had a Yamaha 12-string for a brief period of time, which I used for some recording. This is just a friend of my dad's that I'm borrowing. But anyway, why am I filming this video? Grand Designs 3 is finished. And I can't believe I'm saying that, to be honest. I'm sitting here with a cup of coffee. Yes, Grand Designs 3 is finished. I know I say that every time I film one of these videos. I never thought I'd be saying this, but such and such is finished. But it's... When you're writing a project and it's taking years, there's so many points in it where you're like, I'm not going to get this done, or you hit a wall and you're like, I have no idea where this project is going. But finally we've got there, and I just want to start off by saying, and again, I say this before, but it's so true. Thank you so much to everyone that has been commenting on, I've put small extracts. I've only put a couple of extracts out of it, but I wanted to keep a lot of it, secret till you heard the whole thing. But people have been so complimentary and kind about it, and just offering such kind words, as I say, and it's really motivating when people are like, oh, how is Grand Designs 3 coming along? It might not even be on a Grand Designs related video, and they're like, oh, how's Grand Designs 3 coming along? Or I'm really excited to hear it, and that is so inspiring. That actually means more perhaps than you might realise, when you comment that. But yeah, I should also say how long it is. Probably it is pretty long. Because what was Grand Designs 1 was 19 minutes, I think, something. Grand Designs 2, I think, was 23 minutes, something. Well, Grand Designs 3 is 32 minutes long. So, yeah, it's over half an hour of progressive rock and other things. But this time around, it is divided into different tracks, sort of. Some of the one of the tracks has like a verse, chorus kind of idea. The rest are a bit different, but I'll go through each one actually and explain them. But it's 6 tracks, so Grand Designs 3 is called Asylum, which is an acronym, as well as, it is titled Asylum, like there is, that has meaning. And then, again, it serves as an acronym, so for 6 tracks. So we've got Arrival, let's see if I can remember these, Surrender, Yearning, Lost Inside, Unity, The Escape, as it's called, and then Memory's the last track. So, I figured I might just chat a wee bit about each track. Hopefully this won't be too boring. I don't know if some of you find this interesting. But, yeah, so we start off with the first track, is Arrival, and it's setting the theme. It was trying to create, I had this title, Asylum, and I remember the title was born of what I wrote for Arrival, because I created this intro thing, which I actually shared part of on YouTube already, and it had this very foreboding tone. It was somewhat sinister, the way it sounded, just the sounds I was employing, there was a bell and things chiming in the middle of everything else that's going on, and sort of shrill organs, that kind of thing, and it was very, I don't know, an Asylum just seemed right. I was like, it sounds like that sort of thing. Imagine getting dragged into Asylum, one of these sort of sinister horror type ones, and that's what it is. It is an introduction around that kind of theme, and there's a vocal part there as well, but that's really, it just serves as a big introduction, and I'd like to think it's quite an atmospheric introduction, but that it's basically, you've got this instrumental, full-on, what you've come to know, if you've listened to the Grand Design series before, pretty bonkers, dual leads and solo-y bits and nonsense, odd time signatures. Then in the middle, we've got that section that I just played. It's this, again, very mellow moment. It starts off with piano intro and vocals. There's no really heavy distorted guitar and singing or anything like that. And then it's back to more chaos. So that's kind of like Surrender in a nutshell. It's like chaos and a wild instrumental. And then we've got this verse that tells a bit of a story. It's from 2 different perspectives. I kind of take on the idea of an asylum, without going into it in too much, but too metaphorical and philosophical. The asylum is a metaphor. I just said it wasn't going to be metaphorical, but it is a big metaphor, for like my own mind, essentially, is what it boils down to. So we've got in Surrender, there's a point where it's almost like just, I don't know, it's some member of staff at the asylum, it's almost like one of their creepy doctors or something, who's, you know, basically saying you're under my control, but it's just the idea of being, you know, controlled by your own fears, essentially. That's the idea. So yeah, then we've got that verse, then another bonkers instrumental, and then we come to Yearning, which is a bit of a different track. And again, I shared a bit of it on YouTube, and it got a really positive response. And again, I thank those that commented on it. This is the one track that actually is a track, because it has a verse and it has a chorus, which is something people are like, what? In Grand Designs, a verse and a chorus? Are you mad? Although Grand Designs 1 had a verse that did repeat, so I guess I am excused. But yeah, so it's a bit of a different vibe. I don't know where it came from. I just came up with this riff on the guitar, and then I played it on the piano, and then it just, yeah, it's a song. I don't know what else to say about it. The 12-string comes in again. In the middle of it, there's a bit of an interlude where we've got a big symphony and 12-string guitar. But it's just a song, and one that I quite like. There's nothing too wild to say about it. And then it's again Fire and Fury with Lost Inside, which is again a heavy track, and it brings with it, do I want to give away too much of this actually? Let's just say there's a lot of solos in it. There's a lot of solos in Lost Inside. And again, I shared a bit of Lost Inside previously, but at that point I thought it was going to be part of Surrender. So there's a video on my YouTube channel called Surrender that actually now comes from Lost Inside. That was when I'd literally just written a section of music, and I didn't know when it was going to come with the song, so I just thought, I didn't have the names for the rest of them, and I knew one part was going to be called Surrender, so I was like, alright, I'll just put it as that just now. That is a very interesting bit of music that you'll hear. That's kind of forms the second half. So yeah, that's Lost Inside. Fiery instrumental stuff, and then the latter half we've got vocals and things coming in. And then we move on to Unity, brackets The Escape. Now you may be wondering what on earth does that name mean. So this is a different piece to all of them. This is most different. What this essentially is, and possibly my favourite, it's a piano and symphony. That's what it is, and it's just like this bit of film music. That's what I would maybe love to do one day. If it were a possibility, it would be to write film music. This is basically an eye shot of that. That's sort of a glimpse of what that might be like if I were to be a full-time composer. I was really happy. I don't know where this section came from. I was just recording. I wanted this atmospheric moment, and then this came out. I just had this idea with piano, and I've kind of fairly recently got these string samples that just have so much depth and richness to them, and it just, I'll let that part just speak for itself. Last track. I really am rambling here, aren't I? Memory. Which this was, I was really excited and also quite nervous to write this, because it really is just what it says on the tin. It's just going back, and this will be a real treat. Well, I hope it's a treat. I hope it's a positive experience at least, if you have heard Grand Designs 1 and 2. That's, I think, all I'll say about that. I don't want to spoil it, but it will be a treat. If you've listened to Grand Designs 1 and 2, there are a few harkbacks to 1 and 2. And why I was excited and apprehensive to do that is I was worried if I go back and start pulling back ideas from the old songs, will they have the kind of charm that they had then? And I don't want to use the word magic about my own work, but I got so used to hearing them a certain way. If I then record them now, it might just not have the same flair. I've got some slightly different sounds now and things that I've basically gone missing, some VSTs that I don't have access to anymore. And but yeah, I think it's paid off. I think that risk is paid off, and I think it kind of works. I think it really just is a nice way to round off the piece, as I say. If you've heard the previous two, but I still wanted it to work, even if you hadn't heard 1 and 2. I didn't just want it to seem like a random collection of riffs like stuck on the end. So it's still a song or a section of a song in its own right, but it really does, there are some old friends in there. Yeah, Grand Design, it's been a roller coaster really. A long one, but it has been a roller coaster for me. I started essentially writing this when I was 16 and I'm 22 now, because I started Grand Designs 1 when I was 16, or at least ideas for it. I didn't know I was writing Grand Designs 1, but ideas I wrote when I was 16 ended up in that song. So, when I kind of look at it that way, that's what, six years, or more or less. I'm almost turning 23, so yeah, I would say 6 years. So it's been like every 2 years almost I've written one of these songs, and it's been such a big part of my life. And I mean that seriously. Like, on my year out just now, I've got a part-time job, but I kind of think, what on earth am I going to do with myself now? I'm going to have to up my hours at work or something. No, music will always still be a thing. But we had our ups and downs definitely with writing this series. That there were times I got so fed up with it and just thought, it's never going to finish. But that's part of it. It's the labour of love, I guess. But I think that will be me. I think for the Grand Design series, I can't imagine there being a fourth one. I mean, the thought of writing another one now is just like, I don't know. I'm all spent for ideas. Which is, I quite like the idea it finishes as a trilogy. As I say, I was amazed when I wrote 1, let alone 2, let alone 3, and they've been getting longer and things. So yeah, it's kind of sad to say that will be the last, or most likely be the last one. I'll never say never. You never know what might happen in the future. I might just be like, right, no, I'm doing another one. But I think I might turn my attention now to other projects, because a lot of the time, I've just been fully focused on Grand Designs, and I might have come up with another riff that's really, oh no, I can't waste time doing that, I need to get Grand Designs finished. But yeah, as I said, I mentioned the film music, I like writing just sort of rock tunes and things as well. Things that are just, like 3-4 minutes as opposed to half an hour, it takes a long time to do when you're recording, as I do every instrument, and then I mix it all and write it all as well. It just takes, ages, 2 years in this case. I'm sometimes working pretty solidly on it. So I think that'll be me signing off from the Grand Design series. But I'll end this video saying, again, thank you so much to everyone. You all know who you are that's been commenting and been so generous and supportive and kind. There's so many words I could throw there, but again, I always say I couldn't have done it without you guys, and that's not a lie. If there hadn't been that support and appetite there, I don't know if I would have had the motivation to finish it. To be honest, a lot of it came from your kind words and enthusiasm. So yeah, tonight when it goes live, and this is the part I love saying. Sit back and however, if you are going to listen, that's me being very presumptuous, if you are going to listen to it, if you're going to listen to it, sit back, however you like to relax, because as I say, it's over half an hour. That would mean a lot to me, if you find that, because I know half an hour is a long time to ask anyone to sit and listen to music, and I don't necessarily expect everyone to do that, but if you can, that would be just fantastic. But relax. Grab a beer, tea, coffee, whatever. I'll probably be going for a beer myself. I think I'll listen to it this evening when it goes live, again, in all its glory. And welcome back to the world of Grand Designs. I'm so happy to be able to say that after so long. Welcome back. But yeah, it's another mad ride of prog for you, and I really, really hope it lives up to the last two. I still can't get over the feedback of 1 and 2. It's just insane. I read all the comments. I've not been very good at responding to them recently because I've been so, every time I read it, it makes me want to get back and do the third one. It just, I don't know, I feel more guilty about having it not done. And, just the fact that it was kind of half finished, and I don't know. But it means a lot is what I'm trying to say here through mumbled words. But yeah. Anyway, I won't ramble on too much longer, I've done enough of that already, but yes, welcome back to Grand Designs, and welcome to Asylum, and I really hope you enjoy the third, and most likely final instalment of this trilogy. It's been such a journey that I feel I've shared with you guys, and I feel this is the perfect ending to that journey on the Grand Designs front. It's not all over though. We'll be still hopefully now be able to turn my attention to other music and things on YouTube, but as for the Grand Design series, for now I think that'll be us signing off. But as always, thank you. I've said thank you about a million times in this video, but yes, I'll thank you for watching this video. Thank you for watching this video, and again, really hope you enjoy it tonight. Take care, guys.